Hey, good morning, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to music class. If you are one of my younger student groups, that's second and third grade, or first and second grade, or Team Respect, or my kindergarten classes, please pause and do our greeting song right now, Miss M. All right, for my fourth and fifth graders and everyone else, we're going to move forward. So, during the month of December, my friends, we're going to study something called the Nutcracker. I'm guessing that a good amount of us might know what this is already. So, my first question is, what is the Nutcracker? Is it a musical, a ballet, or a play? Pause and see what people think. It is a ballet. So I wrote a little description here of each one of these three. So a musical is something that uses music as a part of the story. The performers speak dialogue and sing songs with the music. So an example is literally any Disney movie, right? In a Disney movie, the characters still talk back and forth, they have normal conversations, but then suddenly they'll start singing a song, right? That is what's called a musical, okay? What we're going to be studying is actually a ballet. The Nutcracker is a ballet. It has no words and only music. The performers dance to tell the story. So instead of the performers talking to each other and acting, the performers are dancing with each other as they're acting. And there's no dialogue, there's no talking, okay? And the last option was a play. What's a play, you ask? A play has no music. Performers speak the dialogue to tell the story. So a play is actors talking to each other and using their bodies to act and tell the story, right? So they're all very similar. They're all something you would see on a stage, right? But a musical has random musicals, random songs that are put into a story. So let's start with a play, actually. A play is what it sounds like. It's a theater play. People act and tell the story by acting and talking with each other. A musical is just like a play, only there's added songs, right? There's random songs put in. And then a ballet is not like either one of those. It's totally different. It's its own thing. No talking, no acting, only dancing and music. Okay? Alright, so the Nutcracker is a ballet. It was written by a person named Peter Tchaikovsky in 1892. So that's a long time ago. So if you think of 1992, that was a while ago for us. And then if you go back 100 more years, that's when Tchaikovsky wrote it. To give you an idea, in the 1890s is when people were starting to invent and use electricity on the regular. So things like lights and anything you would plug into a wall would use electricity. In the 1890s was right around the time where everyone started being able to use that electricity. So it was quite a while ago. All right, since we are going to be learning about the Nutcracker, I figured it would be important for us to know what it is like to be a ballet dancer. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video after I move my face out of the way. Get it off to the side. Perfect. So what is it like to be a ballet dancer?
And front, and back, and front, and 45 side.
Most kids don't know what they want to do when they grow up.
And lift that hip while you're going back. Yes, it's a very difficult position.
I remember watching ballet as a child. They made it look effortless. I wanted that.
4. Side plie. And close back, and then it ends sis and susu.
Ballet is work. The sweat, the pain. It's much tougher than what we show the audience. That is something most people don't understand.
Lift up, lift your belly. it will test your limits.
Plié and close back.
Everyone goes through a period like that where they really have to decide, is it worth it?
Should I be doing something else?
8 and 1, 2,
Something more secure?
4.
Something safer?
Plié. Change. 5th. 1, 2.
But when I step out on that stage, there's nothing like it. You don't feel the pain, you don't worry about the technique, it's becoming something else. I continue to the pirouette, and go, and spot.
If you don't have that drive and pure love for it, I don't think that it will work.
You devote your entire life, essentially, from a young age to being a ballet dancer, and then on top of that, a professional's career isn't a super long thing.
If you don't have the passion, you won't make it.
And down and 10. Hold it.
Now as you brush the foot, come knee side, knee side, knee side.
Now move. Try to push your passe a little bit more on your leg.
And not a lot of people get to do what they love.
I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. I can't imagine doing anything else.
This is what I was meant to be.
There's no other feeling. And I want to come back and get that until I can't anymore.
If you're passionate about it and you're willing to fight for it, then it's worth it.
All right, so what is it like to be a ballet dancer? Well, it is a lot of hard work and training. One thing I wanted to call out to people that may not have been paying super close attention was how strong all those ballet dancers were, the men and the women, so extremely strong. Yeah. So, I sort of gave you a hint already, but are there only female ballet dancers? Miss M, you can pause. The answer is no. There is male and female dancers, and they are some of the strongest and most agile athletes out of any type of athlete. Agile means that they are quick on their feet, that they're able to shift their balance very, very quickly and very precisely using exact movements of what they would like. So here is a video I also wanted to show you that shows us a little bit into the life of what it's like to be a male ballet dancer. Alrighty, here we go.
We start class at 10 o'clock and we do a class for an hour and a half, which is warming up the body, working on technique, incorporating exercises that will get us ready for a performance like Don Quixote.
We start with the bar, which is just a basic start, slow start, sort of rolling through our feet, and then goes into pliés, which is like bends to warm up our knees and our legs, and then slowly we get faster into more high legs, and then once we finish the bar we get off and do center work.
You start off warming up the feet with smaller jumps, then you go to medium-sized jumps, and then you move on to big jumps in class, and that builds up the strength in your legs, your hamstrings and your quads and your glutes, and you use the coordination with your arms to get as high as you can in a jump. You do pas de deux classes, learning the technique of how to lift properly, and you learn where to find the weight of your partner and how to coordinate a lift with her so that it feels light.
Francois definitely tends to put a lot of the repertoire that we're performing in our classwork. A lot of emphasis is put on our Allegro work, so we have to work harder in class with that sort of stuff, and also put a lot of our own time in after class to practice certain steps that are difficult or turns.
And we spend a lot of time during the day doing a lot of cardio through class. Most days I try and do the exercises twice, 3 times, just to keep that cardio up.
I played a lot of different sports. I played cricket and soccer, and also like squash and tennis. And I think definitely it helps, like just for general fitness, and coordination is a big factor.
As dancers, when we're doing Allegro, you need to have good cardio stamina. I like to do gym work and bike riding, a little bit of running and cross training to help build up my cardiovascular strength.
I think Don Quixote is not only just steps, and it's a part of love and part of the acting and technique as well. So its big challenge for me is you have to think about the steps, which is really difficult steps, and it's really important acting as well. It's about acting and technique together. It's male dancers doing twirls, pirouettes, or ground leg rolls. I think all of male ballet dancers, which is professional dancers, that loved it.
I love being a male ballet dancer because I love entertaining people. It stems back to when I was young. I used to wrap a tea towel around my neck and jump off couches like Superman, and like my mum would enjoy that, my sister and brother would enjoy it. And just seeing people enjoy a performance, and like you can feel when an audience is behind you and really believes what you're portraying, if it's a character or if it's an amazing dance step, you can feel how much they enjoy it, and that's what probably motivates me to continue to dance and enjoy it as much.
All right, so I hope you were able to see the rigorous, the hard work that you have to put in when you're a ballet dancer. But on top of that, when you're a male ballet dancer, you have to do some extra things that the female ballet dancers don't have to. Miss M, pause and see if anyone can figure out what's that special thing that men have to do if they're going to be ballet dancers, and it has to do with dancing together. Well, the answer was, hopefully you got it, that the men have to do lifts. And that means that even though they're dancing and doing like the same hard technique and same hard dance moves as the women ballet dancers, not only do they have to do that, but they have to have the strength to lift up the female ballet dancers straight up into the air. So it's very, very very tricky. It takes a lot of muscle and a lot of coordination. So last thing we're going to finish with today, my friends, is why ballet? Like, why would someone choose to make a ballet instead of a musical? Why would they make a ballet instead of just a play where people are talking to tell the story, right? So we're going to watch this video to finish up class. It says, what's the point of ballet? And it says point with an E because that's a ballet move, so it's making a little joke, okay? So I'm going to remove my face once more, and we're going to watch this last video. Here we go.
A baby cursed at birth, a fierce battle of good and evil, a true love awoken with a kiss. Sleeping Beauty is one of the world's favorite folk tales, but one of its most famous renditions tells the story without a single word. Since premiering in 1890, The Sleeping Beauty has become one of the most frequently staged ballets in history. So what makes this piece so beloved? And what exactly does ballet bring to this or any other story? At the heart of ballet are dozens of gestures that dancers painstakingly perfect over thousands of hours of practice. This unique set of gestures has been used for centuries, each movement rich with meaning and history. But you don't need to study them to understand ballet, any more than you need to study music to be moved by a song. And just as composers combine notes and phrases to form pieces of music, choreographers string these gestures together with new movements to form expressive combinations. Working alongside the orchestra's live score, ballerinas precisely perform these combinations to convey narrative, emotion, and character. In The Sleeping Beauty's opening scene, a flurry of techniques depicts the fairy court bestowing gifts on baby princess Aurora. The fairy of generosity delicately walks on point, meaning on the tips of her toes, in step with the light plucking of violins. The ballerina moves in perfect harmony with the music, even mimicking the violin's trill with an elegant bourrée. The fairy of temperance, bestowing the gift of strong will on Aurora, is choreographed as if shooting bolts of electricity from her fingers. She bounds across the stage, spinning with quick chaînés before decisively jetéing. Some movements are even more literal than this. The evil fairy, Caraboss, curses the princess with a lethal X, and the benevolent lilac fairy counters that curse. Of course, the relationship between music and movement isn't always this straightforward. While classical ballet gestures often respond to musical elements, the degree to which the dancers and orchestra align is another choreographic tool. Some characters and scenes move in sync to create rhythmic clarity, while others deliberately diverge from the orchestra. Dancers and musicians maintain this delicate balance throughout each performance, engaging in a live negotiation of speed and rhythm. But prior to the performance, a ballet's most important relationship is between the choreographer and the music. Choreographer Marius Petipa and composer Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky worked together on every second of The Sleeping Beauty. This is particularly noticeable in Princess Aurora's exuberant entrance on her 16th birthday. Tchaikovsky's enthusiastic music tumbles forward in fits and starts, even cutting short some musical phrases to capture her impatience. Petipa choreographs Aurora bouncing back and forth with pas de chat, French for cat steps, as she waits for her party to begin. Once the celebration starts, it's up to the dancers to deliver on the physical spectacle of performing these gestures with grace. Aurora has the hardest part of all, her famous Rose Adagio. As 4 suitors vie for her hand, the princess performs a dizzying array of balances, all on point. She briefly takes each suitor's hand, but then balances unassisted, a breathtaking display of physical strength and skill. However, it's not just technique that carries meaning, but also style and personality. Like an actor delivering their lines, ballerinas can execute their movements to convey a wide range of emotion. Aurora can be elegant and restrained, throwing her arms in independence from her suitors, or she can be coy and flirtatious, descending from on point with grace and knowing confidence. The Sleeping Beauty offers a showcase for so much of what ballet can do. Its graceful spectacle, dramatic physical vocabulary, and enchanting coordination of music and movement perfectly reflect the themes of this fantastical romance. But ballet isn't just for epic fairy tales. Ballets can be non-narrative emotional journeys, experimental deconstructions of form, or pure demonstrations of skill. The art form is always experimenting with a centuries-old set of rules, making it the perfect medium for stories old and new. In the third act of Swan Lake, the black swan bobs up and down on one pointed foot and spins around and around and around 32 times. But how? Find out the physics behind this infamously difficult ballet move with...
All right, we're actually not going to do that. This was our last thing today, my friends. So I hope you were able to learn a little bit more about ballet. And I hope it gets us excited to get to see and learn more about the Nutcracker, which is what our focus is for December. So I'll see you guys next time and we'll learn a bit more about the Nutcracker itself. All right? Well, you guys have a good day. Bye.